Hi, everyone. Thank you again for joining us to our Center for Rural Affairs Rural Report. We have a special guest today joining us. We will be talking a little bit about preparing for this tax season, especially if you're a business owner. I know some of us do them ahead of time, or some of us are doing them right now, or we kind of wait till the last minute. So if you're one of those persons that likes to wait till the last minute, this is probably a good rural report to watch today. But yeah, let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to have Jenny Vasquez introduce herself, and then we're going to ask her some questions.
Hi, everyone. So my name is Jennifer Vazquez. I'm here representing Servicios en General. We're located here in Columbus. We've been in business for about 20 years now, and so we do a little bit of taxes and personal business taxes. So, sorry.
No, that's okay. Thank you, Jenny. They're like she mentioned, they're located in Columbus, Nebraska, and they've been doing it for quite some years. I've met your mom. I know her very well, so I'm excited to. We're going to be doing this in Spanish later on with her. So
Yep.
get started. And I guess one of our questions would be, what tips do you have for business owners while preparing for tax season?
So one of our tips for business owners is, most importantly, is always show up prepared. Have all your ducks in a row. Have everything have everything like ready at hand. So like have your organize your tax paperwork. Understand the qualified deductions and credits. If this is your first year doing everything, we always say don't be afraid to ask. It's always better to ask and know everything than to kind of show up and be a little lost. Take advantage of the latest tax laws, itemize expense like business expenses. We always tell everyone to like have your receipts in order, like the miles that you drove and everything. Um, that's just kind of like one thing that we like to tell everyone while they're preparing to get everything ready is just kind of make sure that you're organized and you don't come in with like a bag of receipts and like, hey, here's everything that I have. So we just say kind of stay organized and try to keep up to date with everything too, just so when you show up, you're not lost and you don't just say, no, I just send everything off to my tax preparer. It's always good to make sure you know what's going on. So
Yeah, for sure. Thank you, Jenny, for answering that question. I will make sure I do not come there with a bag full of receipts. I guess, what are some good habits business owners should get into for preparing for tax season?
so some good habits that we do, especially like when you're starting off a business, we always tell everyone, start a separate bank account from your personal and like have a business one. Opening a business account should be one of the top things. Keeping track of what's coming in and going out. Make sure you have a way of proving your purchases. Pay with a check or pay with your debit card. We would say try not to pay cash, but if you do, make sure you keep that receipt. Um, like I said too, it's just, buy either like a small little file cabinet or something to be able to keep everything organized. So have little files. So for example, like advertising, supplies, classes that you take, workshops for your business, like all of that are stuff that you can put on your tax return. So you want to make sure you have those receipts and everything handy too.
Okay, yeah, we do see a lot of people, especially in our Latino community, that do not separate those two bank accounts, their personal with their business accounts.
Mhm.
That is a good reminder. Which are the primary taxes businesses pay?
So the primary ones that businesses normally pay would be like federal, state, local taxes, and self-employment taxes. It's very important that if you have earnings that you need to make estimated taxes during the year. Um, so like there are dates where you can do your estimated taxes. The first one is always April. This year will be April 18th. The following dates will be June 15th, September 15th, and January 17th of the following year, 2023. You don't have to wait, let's see here, you don't have to wait to make these payments 4 times a year. You can also make them monthly. So maybe it's a little bit easier so you're not paying such a large sum, each not each month, but each quarter that you have to pay. And so it's always good to do that. I'm like, if you have to pay the IRS every year, and you don't make these estimated payments, the IRS can cancel, because I know some people make like payment plans and stuff like that. If they see that you're not really keeping up to date with that, they will kind of cancel that on you. So it's always important to keep up to date if you owe the IRS each year, or, kind of just be a step ahead of everything, I guess is what we're kind of saying. So.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. And then one last question. Are there any accounting systems that are recommended to better prepare businesses for tax season?
The one that we recommend is kind of QuickBooks. We have been using that for a few years now. You can connect it with your bank account. You can scan your receipts. So like if you have it on your phone, you can scan your receipts to have them on there. But it's also important to keep those receipts. Also, you need those physical receipts, not just the scanned ones. So if the IRS were to do an audit on you, you at least have them. And then, so there are, another great thing about QuickBooks is that, so I have a business on my own as well. I have a photography business. So I have it on my phone, so it helps me track my miles. I know a lot of people are like, oh, I don't keep track of the miles. Like I don't write them down in a notebook, or I lost them, It's a good thing that on my phone, I just kind of keep it handy with me. And then as soon as I get to the location for a photo shoot, it'll tell me, hey, you drove this many miles. What did you use these miles for? Type thing. There's another alternatives if you don't want to use QuickBooks. There is one that's called Zero. They said that it's kind of, a competitor to QuickBooks, and then FreshBook. And then also another thing is if you want to go old school, because I know some people don't like, the new stuff. I'm like, you always keep records with Excel. Have everything written out, all your expenses. So it's really nice. We just think QuickBooks is just kind of easier connecting it with your bank account. You have everything and you just mark which each expense is. So.
No, that makes sense. Makes it so much easier, especially like you mentioned, tracking that mileage that people tend to forget, or, have to go back and remember, where did I travel or how far did I travel? So that's a good handy thing to have on your phone for sure. And then I guess, what are kind of some of the services that your business there can do for some of these business owners, or even just personal?
Okay, so like what we do, like I said, we do taxes and stuff. Also, we do notary. If anyone needs anything notarized, we translate documents to like birth certificates and stuff. We know some people need those documents translated. Um, Sorry, I'm just trying to think off the top of my head of everything. I mean, we kind of do a little bit of everything. Our main focus is taxes though. But on the side, if you need any help, also we help, people if there's like, hey, I don't know where to go, I need this. We're here to help for whatever, like, so if you're ever in Columbus and you don't know where to eat, just give us a call. We're just here to help the community as much as we can, whether it's something that we really focus on. If it's something we can't help you with, we do like to direct people where they need to go. So,
Where can they find you if somebody needs to reach out to you?
yeah, of course. So they can find us online. Our website is segtax.com. They can also find us on Facebook, Servicios en General, LLC. They can also shoot us a text to 402-249-5506, or they can give us a call at 402-564-9300. If you do give us a call, you can either speak to me, my name's Jennifer, or they can, when they send us a text, be like, hey, Jenny, I saw your video, I have some questions. Also, if they want to book an appointment with us on our website, we do have a link right at the top that's book an appointment, and it's easy to access and everything. So.
Awesome. And I know if anybody missed that, I will add it onto the comments section later on. So if anybody does want to reach out to set an appointment or just have any questions in general for Jenny later, you can also find her contact information. I will add that to our comments for anybody needing any assistance with their taxes. Well, thank you, Jenny, again for joining us today. It was a little more nerve-wracking at the beginning, I think, but you did a great job. So
Yes.
I appreciate it. And thank you for joining us again today. You have a
Yes,
great
thanks for having us. Thanks, you too.
Bye.
Bye.